Who do you need to become in order to attract what you want? I want you to get that glimpse of you in the future into the now, because the universe only responds to now. So we're going to do that. Hey everyone, this is Beth McGill, and this is Manifesting Your Heart's Desires. And today I'm so excited for episode 7 of Be Courageous. And Be Courageous is a special series that I've created for someone that's, dipping their toes into manifesting for the first time, or really wanting to get a viewpoint of it from a different perspective. And mine is very simple. It really is. I have just a few steps for manifesting. And they can be very simple, but you have to do some work as well. So as you can see today, I'm not coming to you from my home office. I am down in my place in Baja, Mexico. And so it's kind of fun. It's like we're having a conversation at my dining room table. And I would love for you to ask me anything. And you always can in the comments. Ask me anything about manifesting. I'm happy to share. And my mission is that you're living a life that you love and that you can manifest whatever it is that you desire. I certainly have been able to do so. Again, I'm coming to you from down here in Mexico on kind of a work vacation because I do have the freedom to work from anywhere. I was in Costa Rica last month and chose not to record down there because it was a very, very busy trip. It was actually a trip of a lifetime, and I'm waiting right now to get some other work done to write a blog about that. But it was just an amazing surf and yoga retreat that literally blew my mind. It was so much fun, life-changing. But I want you to be able to achieve your heart's desires, to be able to manifest, to be able to live a life that you absolutely love. Because what I know is that if I can do it, so can you. Like anybody can. And so it's understanding some very simple principles. Now, last week on episode 6, I shared with you all about imagination. And, it really is important to have that clear vision of what it is that you desire. And Wallace D. Wattles explains you must have that clear vision, the unwavering faith to receive it, and also to have the purpose to realize it. So one of the exercises that I gave you last week was to go really deep into your why. Now, we didn't have time to do it in the episode, so I certainly hope that you did it during the week and you sat with a notebook and you journaled and you went through your why. You asked yourself 10 times, why is this important? If you didn't do that, I highly suggest that you do, because it is important to know your why at a very, very deep level and to have that crystal clear vision for what it is that you desire. And then we did another exercise that was fun. And I guided you, not really in a guided meditation, but just a quiet time where you can imagine your life 3 years from now, exactly how you would desire it to be, where you've manifested everything that you want. Money's not an object. You have it all. And I asked you to get very clear about what a day 3 years from now would look like. So hopefully you've done that a few times too. Every time you do that 3-year leap, it can look differently, and it definitely is fun. Now, today I have 2 more exercises, and these exercises are also included in my book, Allow Life to Happen and Receive Everything You Desire. Now, these 2 exercises are really fun. Now, when it comes to manifesting, I think everything should be fun. And these exercises are fun. Sometimes we just have to be playful with what it is that we desire, because imagination is important. And there's one thing I want to mention too, is that we need to really remember that the universe and universal law only recognizes the now. So if you keep talking about what you want in the future, like someday I'll have it, or if you think about the thing that you want to desire only in the future and you're not feeling it now, the universe won't respond. Like it just won't. So remember that the universe only recognizes the now, what you're thinking now, what your emotions are now, what you're putting your attention into right now. So let's go ahead and I'm going to get into the book. And this exercise that we're doing today is on page 62 in Allow Life to Happen and Receive Everything You Desire. And for this exercise, I would suggest having a pencil, pen, paper, so that you can write these questions down that I'm going to give you. Before we get into the actual exercise, there's a quote that I put in here that I just love. I love this book. It's As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. And he writes, people do not attract that which they want, but that which they are. So I'm going to read that again. People do not attract that which they want, but that which they are. Pretty powerful stuff, isn't it? So the real question is then, who do you need to become in order to attract what you want? That's right. Who do you need to become? Because if you haven't manifested it yet, you need to change. So who is it that you need to become that you're going to be in vibrational alignment with to what it is you desire? So it just gets really fun and playful. So I want you to focus on, when we did the exercise last week, your future self 3 years from now. And we're going to go a little bit deeper with that exercise. So I'm going to ask you to sketch your future self. Now, don't get excited if you feel like you're not a good artist or can't draw. Like, just let go of that belief, because remember, a belief is simply a thought that you think over and over. So it doesn't matter what your belief is about your drawing ability. You're going to sketch yourself. There is so much power putting pencil or pen to paper. I suggest pencil or even colored pencils. So remember, the question is, who do you need to become to attract that which you really desire? And you've already gotten a picture into your higher self or yourself 3 years from now as you've manifested everything that you desire. So you have a glimpse of you in the future. You have a glimpse. I want you to get that glimpse of you in the future into the now, because the universe only responds to now. So we're going to do that by having you sketch your future self. And I'm going to ask you some questions to guide you. So you might want to do the 3-year leap again before you finalize your sketch. But here's some questions that can guide you. Number 1, what do you look like? What does your hair look like? What kind of clothes are you wearing? What's your energy level? Are you healthy? Are you fit? Are you taking care of your body? Like, what do you look like? And what do you love to do? Just think about those questions as it applies to your future self. That future self that you saw when you did that 3-year leap. Another question is, how are you moving in the world? Are you jet setting, taking, flights to all these different exotic places? Like, are you traveling or are you in a corporate setting? Are you all business? Or are you with family or friends? Like, how are you moving in the world? Question 3, what draws people to you? Now, some of these questions are going to take some really deep, in-depth thinking. What are your gifts and talents that you're bringing to the world? How are you bringing your gifts and talents to the world? How are you connecting with other people? Like, what are you doing? How are you connecting? You've manifested everything you desire. So what does that look like? Really think about that. Get as crystal clear as you can. What is your character like? Like, are you fun? Are you loving? Are you kind? Are you inspirational? What is your character like? In order for you to attract what you desire, you need to think about what are your true values? And this one I absolutely love. Why do you want to know and hang out with your future self? So why do you want to hang out with this person that you've created 3 years from now? What's exciting about that? What's the attraction? Like, what's the energy? How is that person attracting you to them? You need to get in the feeling of that energy now. You might have a glimpse of it in the future. How can you bring it home to the present? And then the final question I have for you is, what makes your future self smile? Look at yourself 3 years from now, smiling, being in joy. What is it that's causing that? Really allow yourself to play. Have fun with this exercise. And as you're asking yourself these questions, allow this vision of yourself to come on paper. There's power in the sketch and getting this on paper. So those are the questions I want you to ask yourself as you're sketching your future self now. And as you're sketching your future self, also play with, well, how am I feeling? Especially, I love the joy question, right? What is making you smile? What is bringing you joy? And as you're drawing yourself, as you're drawing your sketch 3 years from now, can you get a glimpse into what is bringing you joy? That's going to be very impactful. It's going to be very powerful as well. So once your sketch is done, you want to be sure and put it in a place that you can see it often. Now, I'll tell you a little story. Now, I've done this work. That's why I'm here, living a life of complete freedom, being in Costa Rica, now working from Mexico, living a life I love. I've done it. I've done this work years ago, probably about 2018, 2019. And I was in a mall in Southern California. I was in between appointments. I was working as a financial advisor at the time. And I remember I had some time to kill. So I went to the mall and I was walking around, and I already had done the work, and I had this vision of my future self in my mind. But I'll never forget. I was walking along and I saw my reflection in one of the store windows. And I remember looking over and go, that's her. I recognized my future self. I had brought my future self into the present now. And I'll never forget looking at that reflection going, I'm close. I'm close. And I'm telling you, this stuff works. Okay, so have that clear picture. And before we get to the next exercise, let's have another Neville Goddard quote. He is the best. However much you seem to be living in a material world, you're actually living in a world of imagination. Yes. Can't go a day without Neville Goddard quotes. They're absolutely the best. So for this second exercise, again, you're working on playing with your imagination. Yes, you want to make it fun. And this is really fun. Now, have you ever thought about being in a movie? Have you ever thought, do you have a favorite movie star? Well, this time, this exercise, I want you to think of your life as a movie. Now think about this. Are you being the star in the movie of your life, or are you an extra? That's right. Are you an extra? Honestly, when I talk to people, most people are being the extra in the movie of their life because they're putting everybody else's needs first. They're putting everyone else's joys and wants first, and they don't consider that they're worthy enough of having a life that they love and putting themselves first and being able to achieve or manifest their own desires. So are you being the star of the movie of your life, or are you the extra? That's a very important question. And it takes some vulnerability to really ask yourself that question. Because if you're not the star in the movie of your life, you want to ask yourself why. Because you know what? You only have one time in this physical body. So why are you not the star in the movie of your life? That can be a very powerful question. A lot of people say, someday I'll do that, or someday I'll put myself first, or someday I'll shine. No, the time to shine is now, right? That's what the universe responds to. And then once you are the star in the movie of your life, that's when you can take that inspired action. All right, so you have seen your future self. You did the 3-year leap. You saw yourself in the future. You have a glimpse of it. But now we're going to get even more real, if you will, as you're going to pretend to be the star in the movie of your life. So again, some of you might be pretending. Some of you might already be the star in the movie of your life, whatever it is, but you're going to focus on it and give it more attention in the now. So what do actors have to do before they audition for a part in a movie? They have to learn about the character, right, that they're going to be playing. And then in order to do the audition, they need to, what they call, get in character. They have to put themselves in the character that they're going to be playing. And so that's what I want you to do now, is if you're not already this, manifesting your heart's desires now, but you've seen a glimpse of what you look like 3 years from now, you're going to get in character with your future self now, right? Because that's what the universe responds to. So again, these are fun exercises, but they're also very powerful when you understand the laws of the universe. So using your imagination, you're going to answer some more questions, but this time, this is the fun part. You're going to answer these questions from the point of view from your fully realized self, from yourself 3 years from now that has manifested everything you desire. Again, don't let money be an object. It's not. You have everything you want and need. You've manifested everything that you desire. So now 3 years from now, use the perspective. You're answering these questions from your fully realized self. Okay, here we go. This is so that you can get in character with your fully realized self now, because that's the only thing that's important. Right now, you just might want to write these questions down and do this exercise at another time, or perhaps you're right here with me and you can do the exercise now. Question number 1, who am I? That's right. Answer that from your fully realized self. That's manifested everything. Who am I at my core? My values, everything that I care about. Who am I? Number 2, what are you doing? What are you doing in the world to make an impact? If that's what it is that you want to do. Maybe 3 years from now, you just want to be traveling the world. What is it that you're doing? Where are you living? You can live anywhere on this planet. Like, where are you living? Remember to answer the question from your fully realized self. 3 years from now, that's manifested everything you desire. And number 4, why are you excited every day? What excites you? What brings you joy? Number 5, how are you sharing your gifts? 3 years from now, how are you sharing your gifts and your talents? And number 6, from the perspective of your fully realized self, what are your next steps? What is the next thing for you that would bring you joy? So take some time with those questions. Really give yourself some time to reflect. And not only that, but last week I ended with also, as you're going through these exercises, pay attention to your intuition, that feeling that is guiding you. And so today I would say something similar. Pay attention to your intuition as you're doing this exercise, but really also pay attention to how this feels. How does it feel to have manifested everything you desire? And answer these questions from that perspective. It can give you so much feedback, so much knowledge, so much wisdom to get that information, because your subconscious knows everything. And so by asking these questions, we're tapping into a little bit of that. And as a hypnotherapist, that's a lot of what I do, is to help people break down barriers and really be able to guide them to seeing. I guide people to see what it is their life would look like if they had manifested everything they desired. And I do that by having them look at a screen in a theater and see themselves a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. And I guide them in hypnosis to being able to see that. So I offer that to you as well. If you're having a difficult time seeing yourself in the future, if you're feeling like maybe you have some blocks because this isn't fun, it's not coming easy to you, yeah, you may have some blocks in there. So that's one thing that I love to do, is to help people release those blocks and really be able to see themselves as this beautiful person that has been able to manifest, and be able to feel it now. Because again, and I'll keep saying it again and again and again, the now is what's important. And you must have the feeling that you've already manifested what it is that you want. You have to have the feeling of it right now. So again, if you're having trouble with that, yes, contact me. Go to my website, thriveflourishgrow.com, schedule a consult. They're free. Like, let's see where your holdup is, or where your problem is, or what's going on with you. And I can give you definitely some recommendations for you getting closer and for getting unblocked. So definitely do that. Like, my consultations are free, and we can get a lot in there done. Okay. It can help you definitely. And before we leave today, I want to finish with a quote by Genevieve Barond. And she says, "There's nothing unusual or mysterious in the idea of your picture desire coming into material evidence." And she wrote that book a long time ago. It's called Your Invisible Power. So just remember that your power is in your mind. Your power is in your mind, and you can do anything with your mind. That's the fun part of this as a hypnotherapist. I get to help people and guide people with that. But she says, yeah, there's nothing unusual or mysterious about this. Like, you see it in your mind and it comes into your material reality. I'm paraphrasing there. But all the power is within you. Are you willing to make a decision? Are you willing to say, you know what, I'm going to do these exercises because I'm telling you, they worked for me. In my book, I give you 30 exercises that were so important to me that I did. I took inspired action. So if these exercises are resonating with you even a little bit, like, just go for it. They're like, it doesn't cost any money to do these exercises, but it will give you also very important feedback as to what your thinking is. And as you're realizing your future self, whether it's the 3-year leap or doing the sketch or answering the questions from your future self perspective, if any of that doesn't feel good, that is an indicator that you don't believe that you're worthy of having these dreams or whatever it is that you want to manifest. So that's an indicator if it doesn't feel good. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it, because you need to address why it doesn't feel good first and find out where those blocks are. Those are paradigms. Those are stories from maybe a childhood or something that's saying that, you know, you're not worthy of this. So I want to add that as a caveat. If these exercises they're not fun, if they don't feel really well when you're doing them, it means you have a block. Because this should be so much fun. But our emotions are great indicators as to what's going on. So again, if it's not feeling good, if it's not fun, like it should be, then again, contact me, thriveflourisgrow.com. Let's find out where those blocks and barriers are so that you can get past it and so that you can start manifesting your heart's desires. Okay, we have 2 more episodes left in Be Courageous. I can't wait to bring you the next 2 over the next couple of weeks. And then we're going to end it up before the New Year's. And I just hope that you're having a beautiful holiday season as well. And don't forget to subscribe. All right. Thanks so much. Take care. And I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.